My name is Britta, and I'm one of the owners of Advantours, together with my daughter. I have been living here for quite some time, and I have worked here in the 80s already as a tour guide. So actually, we really know what we are talking about when we are presenting tours, because we have done them all and we have seen it all. So we really can create something for the clients that is well known to us and that will match the client's taste when we do so. Our company is quite young. We are existing here since 5 years now, and we have a quite small team. We are 12 people, and all are quite young, and they have all started tourism more or less together with us. And we're all concentrating on doing that, tailor-made tours for our clients.
Hi, my name is Jessica. Just as you know, it's a family business with mom. I started the company with her in 2012. I moved here 2011 from Canada after I finished my university and thought, because I'm half Sri Lankan, to go back to my roots. So we started the company, and we really want to go towards the tailor-made tours and more individual to really show you how beautiful our little island is. It was really nice coming and moving here to see everything that the island has to offer, as I wasn't able to see much of it as I was younger. So without further ado, we would like to start the presentation so you can get an idea of what Sri Lanka has to offer you and your clients. So maybe some of you actually might not know where Sri Lanka is located. That's fine, no worries. A lot of people ask us. So most of you, I believe, know where India is located. So you have big India, and then on the bottom of the tip of India, you find a small little pearl, as they call it, and that is us, the small little island of Sri Lanka. Even though we are small, we have a lot to offer, which makes Sri Lanka actually a very good destination, because you can do a lot of things in a short amount of time, which we will go into further throughout the presentation. Just so you have a few ideas about Sri Lanka, here you can see the map of our little island. The weather on the coastal areas of Sri Lanka are usually about 27 to 33 degrees Celsius. I'm very sorry if there are Americans here and need to know about Fahrenheit. I cannot convert that right now, but I can do it later for you. So as you can see, it's most of the time warm. If you go into the hill countries of Sri Lanka, it can get a bit cooler. So it's actually quite a popular destination for a lot of the local people who are trying to get away from the heat. In Sri Lanka, we do have seasons. So from about mid-November to end of April, it's the southern and western coast, which is right here. I hope you can see me pointing at it. And then during the summer season, which is about mid-May to around end of October, it's on the east coast of the island. So it doesn't matter when your clients are coming for us to make sure to give them the correct beach day, because of course it's about the weather and the monsoon seasons and the rains. That of course changes a lot, but that's how the trend is in Sri Lanka. Our main languages in Sri Lanka are English, Sinhala, and Tamil. So if your clients speak English, they don't have to worry. They usually can get around quite easily. Even if it's broken English from the local side, they usually can understand. Our main currency is the Sri Lankan rupee. Currencies can be exchanged, dollars, euro, pounds, whatever, can be easily done mainly at the airport. I always recommend, because the exchange rate is always best there. Of course, you can do in the hotels. In regards to vaccinations, because I know that's a big question for most clients, we don't have any major vaccinations other than what you usually would find in Sri Lanka. We don't have any malaria. The only mosquito-related illness is dengue, which unfortunately you cannot get vaccinated against. So we just tell our clients, to put a lot of mosquito spray, and usually during the peak season in this winter time, dengue is not as high as when the rainy season happens. Our religions, you can see, is Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, and Islam. Everyone lives very happily together. We're a very happy country. And what's really great for Sri Lanka is that you can apply for your visas online, and it's mostly for everyone almost. Have a double check online as well, but it's really easy. You go online, about 48 hours or less, you get your visa. In case it doesn't work, which I've had sometimes with clients that there have been an issue, they also can do it at the airport. That's not an issue at all. Before I continue, I just want to say, in case you have any questions or if I'm speaking too fast, please just write a note in the chat, and I will try and answer all your questions during the presentation or toward the end. And at the end of the presentation, you will also find our email address where you can just drop us a mail with any questions or inquiries you might have. I think, but yes, so back to you.
Okay, I have to put on my glasses, otherwise I can't see what I have to talk about. All right, why to visit Sri Lanka? Most of all, because it's a beautiful, beautiful little island, and I believe everybody who has come and visited us agrees afterwards that it's just an amazing place to go. We have a really big number of UNESCO heritage sites, so even from the cultural point of view, it's a very interesting island, small but with a lot of old history and as well on architecture sites. We have quite an amazing scenery here, trekking and hiking trails. Wildlife is abundant everywhere, not to be compared with Africa, but still very interesting. In the recent years, a lot of people have been focusing on action and adventure. So we have quite some interesting places where clients can go when they want to just have a little bit more of an adrenaline rush. So you can do quite nice adventure days as well while in Sri Lanka. Water sports, it's mostly about surfing here. And logically, we have some really beautiful beaches. And last but not least, Sri Lanka as well is known a little bit as an island. That means here you can find yoga, meditation, soul searching. So there are some special retreats who focus just on that. And yoga is a really big thing here in Sri Lanka, and in many cases combined even with surfing.
So now we're going to go through some of the points that my mother, yes, it's my mother for those who have just joined us, it's a family company. We will go through some pictures and be a bit more specific from the different points that she had mentioned. So it will help you later on when we explain some of the tours, that it's easier for you to follow and have a bit better of an idea what it is we're talking about. So we will start with the cultural part, which Mom will.
Yeah, culture is always me. I wonder why. Must be related to my age. Let's see. I mean, as I said already, we are very rich of heritage sites, UNESCO heritage sites. So all the old royal cities like Anuradhapura, Polonnaruwa, that make part of every tour are actually the cultural highlights, together with the cave temples of Dambulla, where you find over 150 Buddha statues. You find the beautiful city of Kandy with the most important Buddhist temple of this part of Asia, because there is a temple of the tools of Buddha. And some of our sites as well, World Heritage Sites, are related more to nature, like for example the Sinharaja rainforest, the only well-kept rainforest in this area, and it's quite a place to visit.
Okay, my turn. So I swear these pictures don't do it justice, because our country is beautiful when it comes especially to the natural scenery. Here are just a few spots that you would find and are most popular in Sri Lanka. You have places like Knuckles Range, which have a lot of hikes. So it ranges from easy hikes to difficult hikes. So whatever your clients are looking for, they're able to truly find something in the area, and they're called Knuckles Range because from a distance they look like a knuckle. So yeah, they're very innovative people. But yes, so that is one of the hikes that we have. You will also find places like Little Adams Peak and Ella Rock, which is in the hill country of Sri Lanka, and it's in a place called Ella, one of my favorite places actually, and I love going there because it's a small town, so you really can get to meet a lot of backpackers, because it's a very popular backpacker destination, as well as higher and middle class. So it's a beautiful little town. Your clients will be able to just roam around by themselves. You don't have to always have a guide with them. Even to go to the different hiking places and trekking places, they can even do it by themselves, because everything has signage everywhere, and you can always ask the locals because they're used to it. So it makes it nice for clients who look for more of an individual type of holiday. where they don't always have the guide following them everywhere. Little Adams Peak, I've hiked it in February, and the views there are just amazing. And always, my tip is to always go during sunrise, because the colors that you see during sunrise are just out of this world. Adams Peak is also known as Butterfly Mountain, and this mountain is not only a hike but has a lot of culture and historical background, because at the top of the Adams Peak you have the Buddha's footprint, which many believe. So it's a place of worship as well. The hike is more stairs related, is quite difficult because there are, I'm not too sure how many thousands of stairs, but there are many. I have gone up there twice, and depending on your fitness level, you know, your clients might start around 11 p.m. because they want to be up there for the sunrise, because there's this beautiful phenomena where the shadow of Adams Peak is reflected perfectly onto the other side of another mountain. And what makes it also a fun thing to do once at the top, when the temple is open, is to ring the bell. And you ring the bell as many times as you have gone up there. So sometimes you see really old aunties, we call them, who ring it maybe 20 times. Then you feel really bad because you're up there like almost dying from having to find it one time. So no, it's a great experience. And it is a seasonal thing, Adams Peak, because it only opens up during the first Hoya in December, Hoya being our full moon. So it starts in December and goes about mid-April, and then it closes down and the temple closes. So we don't recommend clients to go there, because once they get to the top, they might feel, you know, they have done it for nothing. So there's other places, World's End, but I don't want to go into too much detail. But you can have a bit of an idea of things that you can do and see for nature lovers and people who like to hike.
Okay, so that was all about nature. We have flora and we have fauna. So let's talk a little bit about the fauna, wildlife and national parks. We have quite an amount of national parks in Sri Lanka. The best known, I would say, is the park of Yala, because there we still have leopards roaming around. We have a beautiful park of elephants, which is Minaria and Udavalave. But I always like to highlight that going on a safari in Sri Lanka, it's fun, it's nice. For sure, you will see a lot of elephants, crocodiles, monkeys, and buffaloes, but it can't be compared to Kenya or Tanzania, whatever. If clients have been on an African safari, this is not to be compared, but it's a really nice pastime, and most of the clients really look forward to see elephants, and elephants you normally see in abundance. We have as well 2 seasons where you can see whales. It's the summer season, it is on the east coast of Trincomalee, and in the winter it's down on the western side outside of Nerissa, where the boats go out, and you have really a spectacular opportunity to watch whales and as well dolphins. As it is seasonal related, we always take into account which season the client is coming to see, so that we are able to integrate a whale watching in their tour. What is next? I don't know. What is next?
Next one, that's me again. Action
Okay.
adventure, that's me. So yeah, what makes Sri Lanka, as we said, so versatile is because you can do everything. You can do nature, wildlife, culture, but you also can do action adventure. And I know a lot of people are looking more towards having that added into their round tours, so it's not too boring in a sense. So we have some amazing whitewater rafting in Sri Lanka. It will be about a rapid, level 3 rapid, I would say, depending on the water levels of that day. So, you know, it's a fun thing for adults and kids from age 8 and above. So, and that you can do there in the Kelaniya River in Kitulgala. In Kitulgala as well, you can do things like canyoning, which is also great for the younger kids who are below 8, because it's just jumping into different rock pools and sliding down the canyon. Also a lot of fun. And sometimes you see the adults who are scared and don't want to do it, and you see kids just jumping fearlessly into the water. It's quite entertaining. For those who are actually a bit more advanced in kayaking, but they will also have to show it, you can even do whitewater kayaking. So that is for more extreme junkies, action adventure junkies. But as I said, they will have to show at the camp that they are qualified enough to do whitewater kayaking. Just so you know, from a safety side, as I know everyone is worried about that, we work with 2 camps, but one of the camps we prefer more than the other because it's also run by a Canadian, and all the safety standards are based on international levels. So please know that we always make sure that the safety of our clients, of course, is the priority of it all. And in this camp that we use, they can do so many different activities, so it's quite fun to have a bit of a mixture and to get away a bit of the cultural part of the tour. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to write it down and I will get to you as soon as I can.
Let's see what is next. Next is water sports. Okay, water sports. Sri Lanka, I would say, actually is a typical surfer island. Surfing is the main sport everywhere. In the summer, it's on the east coast, more in the area of Arugam Bay. And in the winter, it's over the coast. I would say you can say from Galle down to Tengol. You find 4 or 5 beautiful beaches, and they're all focusing just on surfing. Besides the surfing, we have a little bit of kite surfing, which is done more in the northern part. It's a place called Kalapitia. And there you have the kite surfing. And as well, there's another phenomenon. There you can go and see pink dolphins at certain seasons. So that is quite a special place as well. And otherwise, we have some spots for scuba diving, but they are limited, and it's mostly wreck diving. You can do that outside of the harbor of Trinco and then in the Bay of Galle, where there are some old ships, wrecks, and that it's famous for wreck diving. Otherwise, I would say Maldives or Egypt are better for divers than Sri Lanka. The beaches. Okay. You talk about the beaches? Yeah, you love the beaches.
I love the beaches. Yeah. So Sri Lanka has some beautiful, beautiful beaches. So, you don't have to think that, oh, you're in Sri Lanka, all you can do is the round tours. No. What's great is that because of the seasons in Sri Lanka, it always depends when the client is traveling, but we're always able to offer them some location with a beautiful beach. Was asked just now, when is the best period to visit Sri Lanka? So Sri Lanka is a destination that you usually can visit almost throughout the year. Of course, there are some times where it's a bit more rainy than the others. So maybe beginning November and May, I would say, May, June. Mm-hmm. But still, in regards to the beaches, we will always be able to find a beach that kind of fits in that time period when a client would be traveling. So you have places like Veligama and Negombo, which is the western and southern part of the island, and Arugam Bay and Trincomalee, which is on the eastern side of the island. It also depends what the client is looking for. If you have younger clients in Sri Lanka, often the beaches, if they come in the winter season, Mirissa, Unnavatuna, Veligama are very popular destinations because you have a lot of beach restaurants, clubs, things to do throughout the night, so it's quite popular. Arugam Bay for the summer seasons is of course a hit for all the surfers. You even have Red Bull who comes there and does competitions, surfing competitions, so it is a well-known surfing destination as mentioned earlier. Negombo has one of the widest beaches and is very close to the airport, so a lot of clients love going there because they know that they can get to the airport within 30 minutes. So it really just depends what your client is looking for, age, when they're coming, and how long they're staying, and what they would like to do during their beach stay.
All right, yeah, that's me again, mind, body, and soul. Yeah, as I said before, Sri Lanka has a little bit this factor. So yoga camps, yoga retreats, meditation, even stand-up yoga has become quite, you say stand-up yoga? SUP yoga has become really popular. And you find a lot of retreats. A lot of them actually are managed by foreigners. A lot of British, German, and French people are running yoga retreats here. So you can come as an individual and just join a group, or we can even organize, if you have a group who's interested to come and have their own retreat, we can organize everything for you because there is a big number of really well qualified yoga teachers, and they bring as well their own chefs, so you have a matching cuisine, and it's really something that's developing very strongly, and we can really provide all ingredients for a nice mind, body, and soul holiday in Sri Lanka.
As in, we have different types of yoga. So you have Kundalini yoga, you have Hatha yoga, you have forest yoga. So it's not that we only have one style of yoga, but you can see that there's a lot of development right now going on with different types of yoga being taught in Sri Lanka. So now that you have a bit of an understanding of some of the more pinpoints that you can do in Sri Lanka, we would like to go through 3 different tours that your clients could do, but of course there's so many others. We thought these would be the 3 more popular ones. So the first one that we're going to be going to is more of a classical type round tour, which I will hand over
to me. Yes, because I don't know how many times I did that tour being a guide here in the 80s. But first of all, I would like to say that it's quite amazing when you visit Sri Lanka, and even for us who are planning tours, that by nature, the sites have been really organized in such a perfect way that you always can have a round tour which really flows from culture to nature to activity to landscapes. I mean, it's beautiful planned. Nature already plans a tour for us very well in advance, so we just have to follow its path. And that means we start in the airport of Colombo, and normally we go there the first night and let the clients relax, or in Negombo or in Colombo. It's their own choice. Most of them go to Negombo because they want to avoid the big city. So they will spend the first night in Negombo before the tour takes them to the Cultural Triangle. The Cultural Triangle, I think you can see it on the map, is up there. Yes, and there is where we have most of our UNESCO sites. You find the famous Lion Rock of Sigiriya, the antique city of Polonnaruwa, but as well during the summer months there is another highlight, and that is an elephant gathering of Minaria. Each summer between, I would say, June to September, huge amounts of elephants are gathering just in that area of Minaria because there is still enough water for them, so they all go there, and you have the most amazing elephant safaris you can imagine. That's one of the highlights for the summer tours in Sri Lanka. And from the Cultural Triangle, we go then up towards Kandy, or no, better said down towards Kandy. Kandy, one of the old royal cities, and it still has a little bit of its British flair as well, because Kandy and the upcountry, you can still note the influence that had been given through the English when they were here in the colonial times. Kandy, and then you go further up to the upcountry. You can go by car, you can go by train, it's depending on your program. We always try to include at least one train trip within the tour so the clients can have a different experience and not always travel by car. You reach the upcountry, it's all about tea, tea factories, tea plantation, tea houses, and the most delicious high tea. If you go to any of the colonial hotels upcountry, they will serve you a traditional high tea, which really is beautiful, and it gives the really right atmosphere for a stay in Nuwara Elia, which is the heart of the tea country of Sri Lanka. Continuing then to Ella, my daughter's favorite little village, and I must say it's really nice. It's very picturesque and quirky, so you will really enjoy your stay there. And as she said, it's perfect for people who like to do things on their own and don't always be followed by a driver or a guide. Down you go towards the safari parks. As I mentioned before, you can visit Yala if you want to see leopards. If you're more interested in elephants and other animals, you will visit Udavalave, and it will take you all down south to Tissa Maharama, and then you go along the coast, and then wherever you want to stay, you stay for your days of beach and relaxation, because from Tangol up to Colombo, ample choices of beautiful hotels, villas, guest houses, whatever you want to spend an additional days on the beach. That was the classical tour.
Sorry for my terrible drawing. I just try to have you follow as she speaks. So I'm going to go to the next one, which all the tours will be kind of related to the classical tour with a little bit of tweaks here and there. So I don't want to go bore you by repeating everything. So I'm just going to explain how this one is a bit different from the classical tour. This would be more of a full Sri Lanka round tour, which means that you would not only see kind of the the middle part of Sri Lanka. So your tour would not just end here where the green line is, but you would go further up towards the north of the country, which for the longest time wasn't visited. So you would go up here towards Jaffna, all this area. And the reason why it wasn't visited, some of you might know, is because you had a 30-year civil war, which finally ended a few years back. So now Jaffna is slowly being developed.
2007.
Sorry, 2007. So now it's slowly being developed. There are unfortunately not so many hotels yet, so there's only about 2 or 3 that we would recommend. However, what makes Jaffna such a beautiful place to visit is that you have a lot of Hindu influences because of the Tamil community, and you have some beautiful little temples, or little big temples, that you would have to visit by boat because they're located on small islands throughout Jaffna. And there you still can get more of a better insight of how traditional lifestyle is, because there, of course, westernization, modernization hasn't yet come as strong as it is in Colombo and other parts of Sri Lanka. So in order to get to Jaffna, you would start just like with the classical. You'd start in the Colombo airport, or if you want to stay a night at Negombo, which is fine, you can just stretch and relax. And then you would start your journey towards the inland of Sri Lanka, towards Anuradhapura. I am sorry, I have crossed it out earlier, but in this part, because you will never drive from Colombo directly to Jaffna, because even though the country looks small, it takes a long time to get to places. So from Colombo to Jaffna takes about 13 hours drive. So that's why we have that little break in between. And then you do a few days Jaffna, and then you come down and you go towards Trincomalee, which is the eastern part of the island.
Yes, sorry that I'm interrupting, but perhaps just that it gives you a feeling. I would say you can have a kind of a measurement when moving. You do approximately 30 kilometers an hour when you travel through the country. So it's a little bit like a benchmark when you can see the different distances. 30 kilometers is what normally you do in an hour of driving, right? Okay, just to give you an idea.
So yeah, in Trincomalee, that would be one of our beach areas, but of course you can do some cultural sites there. But if the client wants to just relax from the few days that they've already traveled, then you continue your journey towards Sigiriya, which we had mentioned, and kind of copy the classical tour a little bit. So you do Sigiriya, Kandy, Hill Country, which will be here, and Ella. And what makes this tour a little bit different than the classical tour is that we do 2 safaris instead of 1. So one will be Tissa Maharama, where you would have the Yala National Park, which was mentioned, where you could find the leopard, if you're lucky. But most of the time you can, but can't guarantee it. Then you continue towards Uvalave, which is more known for its elephant, and you have the elephant sanctuary, which is called Uvalave Elephant Transit House. It is also good to note because a lot of agencies still give the Pinavela Elephant Orphanage, which I know is quite famous in Sri Lanka and is often advertised, and a lot of clients ask for that. However, our company does not promote and advertise it anymore because the maintenance of the elephants are just not up to par of that of an orphanage. So being a more of a sustainable company, we don't want to further advertise or support those kinds of establishments. That's why we go to the Uvalave Elephant Transit House, as it is well kept, and the baby elephants are eventually left out into the wild. So from there, you continue then to the Singharaja Rainforest, which was mentioned earlier, and then you continue your journey to one of the beaches on the southern coast. Just so you already know now, what we're showing you is for the winter season, the way we're going clockwise. When we go for the summer season, usually we do the same tour but anti-clockwise. So you will always do the tour, you will always see the same things on the tour, but depending on the season, you will either do clockwise or anti-clockwise, just depends when the clients are coming.
Yeah, because I believe it's always important that you start with a tour and you have the part of relax in the end. So therefore we always try to combine it in that way.
This is the last tour, I promise. Then you can go back to your work.
There are many more, but I mean, we just want to give some ideas. I mean, there are so many variations, but this is actually what is mostly asked for. I have to put on my glasses as I don't see what it is. Okay, that's all about nature. And I mean, here we have actually a combination of all the important nature parks with their hikes, their trekking. We have in it as well Kitulgala with the whitewater rafting. We have Ella with all its activities around the little village. That can be the little Adams Peak, like Jessica explained before. You can hike to Lipton Seat. I mean, Lipton, I believe, is the most famous tea in the world. So you can go actually and visit the place where it all started. And from there, you go then down again to the wildlife section. And let me have a look. I don't know. Yeah, you even visit the rainforest. So this tour is really a combination of everything that nature and wildlife has to offer. It has hardly any cultural sites. We only pass Kandy, if I'm right. Yeah, Kandy we visit because I mean it's a must when you come to Sri Lanka. But this is really something for people who say culture, not me. I want to live nature, enjoy nature, and be quite active during my holiday. And these kind of people as well mostly then stay on the western southern coast because they might just go for a few days of surfing afterwards, or they go up to do some windsurfing, no, not kite surfing, because it's all on this more sportive note that they want to organize their holidays. I would like to mention as well that we have different ways of organizing the tours. When you have English-speaking clients, it's quite easy because all the drivers are driver guides who speak quite good English. Depending on the language, sometimes we use a driver and a guide. That means, for example, Spanish clients, Italian clients. It's very difficult to find an Italian or Spanish-speaking driver guide. So there will be a driver and a guide speaking the language of your clients. It always depends from where your clients come and how popular the language is here. The service can be a driver guide, or a driver and a guide.
Thank you. Okay. I do apologize for the barking that's happening in the background. That's my dog. Who, yeah, he's not. So we would like to end our presentation, but I do have two more points to say. Sri Lanka, because of where we're located, your clients don't only have to do just Sri Lanka, but you can do a combination. So the most popular combination is actually Sri Lanka plus the Maldives. So the clients come here, do the round tour for about 10 days, and then they do their Maldives beach part, which we also can organize. So please don't think that we can only do the Sri Lanka part for you. And another one that's becoming actually more and more popular, and I've actually sold a few of those already, is a Sri Lanka and Dubai combination, because most of the time clients fly through Emirates, with Emirates, so they fly through Dubai. So a lot of them like to do about a 3-day stopover, and we have a sister company in Dubai with whom we work and who's able to organize a tour for that. So often the clients either do it at the beginning or at the end of the tour. So, you know, feel free to just let us know if you have clients who want to kind of do a combination of things. Please don't worry, we're more than happy to do that for them. I would like to leave you with our email, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at any time. I do have a small video just to show the beauty of Sri Lanka, which I don't know if I should play, but I will put the link in the chat section because I don't want to take any of your time as we're a bit over the 30 minutes. So I just want to say thank you so much for taking your time and listening to us, and I hope it was insightful.
And we really would like to stress the point that we are a small company, but we really concentrate very much on the details. We like to interact with the clients to create the perfect program for them. And I believe that has been what has been so successful for us, because we really have clients today that we got because a client of a client of a client, they have been doing tours with us and they just passed mouth to mouth that we were really good in planning. And we are, to a certain extent, when our suppliers work with us, we even have change tours in the middle of it, because sometimes a client has an idea about a tour, he comes, he starts and says, oh no, I know I told you I want to see that, but now I saw that I could do this and that as well. So we really are quite flexible, and whenever our suppliers allow it, we will change hotels, routing tours. It's really tailor-made and flexible up to the maximum, right?
Yes.
I said that. All right. Okay.
So actually, I will just play the video. It's about a 2-minute video, just so you can see a little bit of the beautiful nature. And I will go ahead and answer some of the questions that have come up during the presentation. So please feel free to ask the questions, and then you also have our email address where you can just drop us a mail if you have any requests. Yay, hopefully, and yeah, further questions. So thank you so much, and please enjoy our small video. We didn't do it. I stole it from YouTube, just so you know, copyrights and all. So it's not mine, but yeah, please enjoy. Yes, I hope you enjoyed the small video. I thought that was the shortest, but still showed a little bit of our country. I will stay online for another 5 minutes or so if you want to have any more questions. Otherwise, as I mentioned before, please go ahead and just send us an email here again if you weren't able to find it before. And yeah, we're more than happy to answer your questions.
Okay, bye-bye then.
She's off. I'll be here for another 5 minutes or so. So please go ahead and ask. Bye. See you. Thank you so much for watching.